In 2004, Steve Nash took charge of his new team in Phoenix.
Oh, my goodness, Nash!
While Dirk was asked to be a more vocal leader in Dallas, a role that didn't quite fit his personality.
You know, I'm not going to go in the locker room and hold a speech for 5-10 minutes. That's not me. I'm going to give you an advice, and it's going to be short and quick. I'll tell you where to go on the court, and let's get this done. That's more the way I am.
While Dirk struggled at times with his expanded responsibilities, Nash was flourishing, being named league MVP. And when Dallas and Phoenix met in the playoffs, it was clear that the Mavs missed their old teammate.
5.7, they inbounded, don't take a timeout. Dallas on the floor, this to send it to 7. Stackhouse, off the rim. We go to overtime. Nowitzki has been animated and agitated at mental mistakes made by his teammates tonight.
Frustrated by another early playoff exit, Dirk poured all of his efforts into setting a positive tone for the next season as he worked to improve his game and his team.
He comes early, stays late, and then he comes early to the arena and shoots some more before our last game. His shirt was totally wet prior to our pregame meeting at 45 minutes before the game because he had been out taking shots for probably 45 minutes and working at it, not just putting up shots, but intensely working to make the shots.
The work paid off as the 2006 season began, with Dirk raising his play to a new level.
Quick pull of the trigger from downtown. Dirk Nowitzki, the cold-blooded 7-footer.
That's why he's an all-star. That's why he's our leader. He just go out there, and we depend on that jumper each and every day. And you know, it's a big part of our offense. So as long as it's staying the way it is, you know, we're going to be successful.
3 seconds left for Stackhouse.
There you go.
Nowitzki for 3. There you go.
Dirk's a great guy. He's actually more of a comedian than most guys would think he is. He's a great locker room guy, great leader. I mean, he's a great player to follow behind. You see how he works hard, and it makes you want to work hard to get to the same level he's at.
With the best season of his 8-year career, Nowitzki had become not just an all-star, but a legitimate candidate for MVP.
Dirk is one of a kind. He's a hard-nosed, live, breathe, die basketball guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of guy you want on your team that's going to fight every night with you.
Dirk spins in the lane. Right at the basket.
In the second round of the playoffs, Dirk found himself facing a familiar foe and a former teammate. The Spurs and Mavs battled through 7 thrilling games, but in the end, it was Nowitzki's aggressive play that made the difference.
Nowitzki goes right at Bowen. The foul!
After eliminating the defending champions, Dirk and the Mavericks moved on to the Western Conference Finals and a rematch with an old friend. Just like the year before, Steve Nash was giving Dallas all it could handle.
Here's Nash off the dribble. What a move!
But Dirk was determined to make sure that this year would be different. And with the series tied at 2, he delivered a classic performance when his team needed it most.
I kind of saw a whole season we had, our whole playoff run we had, kind of swimming away. So I just thought, you know, whatever it's going to happen, you're just going to push yourself and do whatever really it takes. And I got hot at the right moment. And obviously, then in the fourth quarter, I made some tough shots. And looking back, that game 5 was a huge win for us. And I'm just glad that I had a good game. I had a great time.
Terry dives in, goes under the basket, keeps the dribble up. Nowitzki a 3 for 50. He got it! Dirk Nowitzki, a 50-point playoff game.
Dallas prevailed in 6 games, and after years of frustration, they headed to the NBA Finals for the first time in franchise history.
When we won that 6th game in Phoenix, it's kind of hard to describe what you felt like.
Just think about the journey that the Mavericks had to take to get to the finals. They had to beat Finley Spurs. They had to beat Nash's Suns. The Mavericks are the team that's left standing, you know, with Dirk leading the way because those 2 guys aren't there anymore. He's getting the spotlight. He's getting attention, but you know what? He's handling well, and he's doing better than anybody probably ever imagined.
After leading his team to the championship round, Dirk was intent on enjoying the moment, and everyone was enjoying it with him.
once you get to this point, you got to play well as a team. You got to be.
How's this your first finals? How are you?
So I
think. For Dirk, it has been a long and sometimes arduous journey from his unlikely beginnings in Germany to superstardom in the NBA. And while he still looks to take the final step to an NBA title, he can look back with satisfaction on just how far he's come.
The young boy, he was so keen on being an NBA player, and so we started making that plan, and well, here we are, and not too bad.
To me, it felt like all the hard work he put in, you know, all the millions of jumpers he takes in the summer and all the workouts, it finally gets together and shows that you've done something right.